Okay, you guys, you know what the fuck's going on. It's another Sunday with your girl Cola. Doing big things in the kitchen, you know it. Today we're cooking New York thin steak strips as well as New York T-bones. So that's one of my T-bones. How much is big? And there's the other one, pretty huge. So we're gonna do the same thing, same pan. Because you cook them the same way. So, you guys that are just tuning in on my Sunday, I cook every Sunday, and every Sunday I make different things. So today it's the two New York steak strips, porterhouses. They're thick, you know. I don't beat mine like most people, because the thicker the meat, the better it is. I'm also doing what I did beat, which was some New York thin strips. I'm making thin strips steaks for the dogs. And as you can see, I already got a few seasonings in here because that's just my MO. I'm not going to give you my exact recipe, but I'm going to give you a recipe enough that you can make that shit bust like mine. So the first thing that we're going to do is, because I've already put mine together, so in here is onions, live parsley, oregano, Italian seasoning, and some chopped chive. So all we're going to do is take what I've already mixed up and spread it on in there. So rub it down really good. Flip it. I'm going to do these because I've already done them. They're for the dog, so it doesn't really matter. But for ours, we're going to flip it and re-rub it on the other side. I make a little bit of a mess sometimes when I chop down my olives, y'all. Just a little bit. Okay, so with that being said, the next thing we're gonna do is pour. You can use whatever kind you want. I use Budweiser, as you can see. You talking about a tender steak? Yo, follow these directions. I promise you they're tender as hell. Put a little bit of Budweiser in there. Okay. Then we're gonna go with, you guys can use what you want. I use these pieces and stems. You drain the water out. And then you use it for the mushrooms. And I didn't have any live mushrooms, so I used canned today. But I usually put actual mushrooms in here. But this is going to be a porterhouse steak, and I'm going to show you how. Okay, now that you got your peppers, your parsley, your oregano, your Italian seasoning, and your chopped chives, as well as live parsley in here with onions and mushrooms. I use peppers sometimes too, but I'm doing dirty rice today, so I can't do that. Once you get all of this in here, you guys, you're going to move on to a little bit, and I do mean just a little. You know, I told you Clover Valley is mine. That's my brand. Shout out to Clover Valley. But a little bit of meat tenderizer, just a little. These works with steaks, ribs, pork chops, cube steak, whatever. It's going to tenderize it so nicely, man. Okay, once you've done all of that, you guys, then we're going to move on to a little bit of garlic powder. Just again, this time I use Stone Mill. Shout out to them. And again, I don't use any measuring cups because I know what to do. But for those that are using a measuring cup, you need a pinch. Depending on the bigger your pan. Remember that little butter garlic I gave you guys the last time? Makes the best steaks, you guys. I'll show you my plates when I'm done. I'm also going to teach you guys later how to make dirty rice when I'm ready on this good old Sunday. Put that in there. I know it looks kind of like, but it's going to cook in there and flavor it all up. I use a little bit of complete seasoning. Again, this is just a pinch or two because it's gonna juicy up into the steak, and all of these flavors, you guys, are gonna come out. But you're gonna drain this out at some point. I will teach you about that later. I'm gonna put all of this together in one video today. Okay, and then my last thing that you need is a little bit of reduced sodium chicken broth. You can use any kind of chicken broth. I'm on a cleanse diet this week, so mine is no sodium. So you pour that in. When I say these are the best, tenderest steaks, anybody that's ever had steaks at my cookout, you guys know what's up. And then the last thing that you need is just a little bit of pepper. You can use fresh ground, this kind, which is chestnuts. Mix all of that in your pan with a little bit of water, and I do mean a little bit of water. Because you really don't need the water, because the chicken broth and the beer concentrates in the water. Most people call it a broiled steak. I just call it baked. But you put it all in there. Put it in your oven for 350. 350. On 4 hours. I'm gonna do 415 because my oven has already started, you guys. But if your oven has not started, you need to do 430. Give your oven time to warm up. And that is all you do. Enjoy. I'll be back with the rest.